Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to new game Who Dis Twilight 2000 edition, the 5th episode of our Twilight 2000 experience. Man, to me, there is no end in sight. The limitless possibilities of this game are making itself more obvious to me every single session we play, and largely I have the players to thank for that. Obviously, thank you so much. Once again this week, we have Kate Stamus, Grant Berger, Ross Bryant, and Skid Marr. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing on this fine Wednesday evening?
Ready to celebrate your birthday.
That good, huh? A week late, you son of a bitch.
Well, now, I wasn't ready then. Now I'm ready.
Yeah. We were saying, I never mentioned when we did our last episode that it was my birthday because I didn't want to shine the spotlight on myself. Actually, that's not true at all. I told them after the fact. I was like, I forgot to mention it was my birthday. I wanted everyone in chat to wish me a happy birthday. Unlike Matthew Cabracasa, I'm a big fan of birthdays, and I love celebrating my birthday, and man, can't think of a better way to celebrate it than playing Twilight 2000 with this amazing cast. So yeah, I missed the boat on that, sadly, but I am very excited to be back playing what should be, I guess, one more Twilight 2000 episode. Who knows what the future will hold, not only for our cast here and for me playing this game, but for the wonderful characters that we have created and this little group that's come together over time to play. I'm very excited to get into it, but yeah, first I wanted to share a story with you guys that happened to me today because I just thought it was kind of funny. It was my first ever parent teacher conferences happened today. Oh wow! Which is like going in, meeting the teachers, and hearing the progress reports of a 5-year-old in kindergarten, and it was lovely, and it was also interesting getting a sense of what numbers we're learning and what letters with sight words, all this kind of stuff. It was just funny being on the other side of it and being like a real parent for the first time and walking into an elementary school being like, oh, okay, I'm responsible for this child. That's right. I forgot about that. And to have the teacher just throw out there, oh, I noticed you guys haven't signed up for the reading to the children and then telling them what you do, for your job. And I had initially looked at this thing and it was like booked up through the end of the year. So the first options are in January and February. And I was just like, all right, fine. I'll just get to it later. I'll do it next year or whatever. I'll just put it off. And when she brings this up, the only thing that I can think as I'm sitting in this meeting today is how literally, no exaggeration, on my desk in my office is just a list of Soviet and US weaponry, all of their statistics, all of the deep information behind a pretend war that I'm going to do with my friends tonight. And I'm just thinking, it's too absurd. Like I don't even know how to properly share with. And the ironic thing being that like what I'm doing is what children do. Mm-hmm. And but I can't really. Dungeons and Dragons is one thing. Pathfinder is one thing. But when you come in and say, so I'm playing Twilight 2000, it's a show about a gritty alternate history with the Soviet. It gets pretty intense.
Yeah.
It's so
anyway,
funny.
kids,
The look of confusion that's slowly replaced by indifference is always so funny and predictable. Like every time you try to explain like what you do to somebody, it's so funny.
Yeah, and we've talked about this a lot, just because we've done it a bunch over the years now, especially as we've gone full time, which is so amazing and wonderful. When people are actually asking you, like, what do you do for a living? And you start telling them, this kind of thing happens. Ross, you have been doing a ton of this out of nowhere over the last, since COVID. So how is that? How do you find that when you try to explain to people what you're doing?
Also, I very much relate to the curiosity slowly glazing. but also just like having to describe how like what was a enjoyable sometimes hobby has like become like one of my primary pastimes, and the thing I'm putting so much like mental energy into is like, it's like, and I promise I'm not going mad. This is all fun. I just live a very rich, imaginative life.
Well, I like explaining what Ross does for a living because we're both like big fans of the animated show Tangled. He was on an episode of that. He did a voice on that. He was in I Think He Should Leave. I love telling people what Ross does.
Yeah, it's a bizarre. Yeah. You accumulate hyphens to the point where you're just like, I do some performing and writing. Let's move on.
Yeah. Just
What
keep
do you
it simple.
do?
Yeah.
That's the thing is I think you can get away with being like, I'm an actor and writer. Whereas if I say that, while part of it is true, it's a little disingenuous. I'm not like an actor in the traditional sense at all. Because if anybody's like, what have I seen you on? He'd be like, nothing.
What do you mean? The front page of Twitch.
Yeah.
Right.
However,
Yes. Are you familiar with cyberpunk?
Yeah. I was once one of you. I was like, when Twitch was first described to me, I was like, what? And now that I'm involved in it, I'm like, oh, this is like a whole nother entertainment ecosystem. What a world. What a world.
Oh yeah. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me when I if I happen upon let's say a big convention that's happening, whether it's at a convention center or a hotel I'm staying at or something. I'm bad at coming up with examples on the fly, but of something so niche, it never even occurred to me that like this is a hobby or that people do this kind of thing. And there's an entire convention for it, at a place that I'm staying. I'm just like, wow, there's an entire culture around this thing that I never knew about. And like, that's totally what we are in this world of tabletop streaming.
So cool.
Kate, you've been very quiet and you're wearing a hat this week. Is it cold in your apartment? Did you pay the heating bill?
Hell. I can't wear hats.
Okay. I mean,
Without
it's
it
hip.
being a topic of conversation.
The
just
most
jumps out at
interesting
me.
thing you're going to ask me right now. I'm wearing a hat. Yes, I'm wearing a hat. My hair is at a very awkward length right now after shaving it. And I don't know what to do with this. So I put a hat on and it's November, so we can do that.
Do you tell people that you work with who are actual professionals what you do with your free time in playing all this new game, who does trying these new games, doing voices, doing amazing Polish accents? Do you tell this to people at work?
To people at work?
Yes.
Well, some people at work, I mean, one person at least knows what Glass Cannon is.
Okay.
There is a gaming. So, I mean, when people ask what I do for a living, I don't say this.
Yes, that's fair. Your other job is way cooler.
Though. Yeah, a real job.
At my job, there is like a gaming like chat area, and I've mentioned that I do this.
Does anyone watch you? Are they like, we got to check you out?
Like, I don't think so, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
No,
I agree. I do not rush out to tell friends that are not in the hobby to check out our streams. Just like, they won't get it. And I'll look like such a weirdo. I don't know.
Well, some of them will get it. I mean, the gaming channel, it's mostly about video games, but like they talk about tabletop gaming in there too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel like I told everyone about like the first one when I was on Cyberpunk Red. I'm like, I'm going to be on Twitch and we'll play a game with Glass Cannon. It's going to be so fun. And I don't anymore because I'm like, I don't know how I'd feel if like my coworkers were really into it. It might make me feel weird.
They got too starstruck.
I don't know. It's just like, look at me, but don't look at me,
Yeah. You don't want to become the celebrity at the office. I get it.
I don't want people to ask me about it. I don't know. But that I want to talk about, don't ask me about it. I don't know. See? Like my manager plays D&D. I've seen it on her calendar because she's shared it with me and she GMs. And I want to be like, ask me. Let's talk about it. Ask me something about it in our one-on-ones. Let's talk about it. But I'm never going to bring it up.
Why wouldn't you bring it up?
Because that's just how I work.
Why wouldn't you walk into your manager's office, accidentally trip, and spill out a bag full of polyhedral dye on the floor and just go, whoopsie!
Oops.
Oh, my dice fell out. And
I was going to use those in my Dungeons and Dragons game later.
like a bunch of papers and they're all character sheets. And
Oh, my character sheets.
Character sheet.
well, they're all out of order.
Yeah. Talk about a critical fail, am I right? Anyway, I'll see you later.
Oh, man. Well, we'll get you there, Kate. We'll get you there one day. To where you're just walking in and you're like, I fucking quit because I'm playing full time at the Glass Cannon.
I play games for a
That's the
living.
day that I'm hoping for. I'm very excited to be back. I was nervous last week, and you guys completely waylaid all of my fears about continuing this story and making sure that it's still exciting and fun and dynamic and interesting. And that last session gave me so much to think about, and I just think that there's so much interesting stuff still to explore. And so, yes, I'm very excited, and we've been cooking up some stuff for you tonight. And I say we because I once again brought back my good buddy McD, who's behind the scenes helping write these stories that we develop, which are really kind of inspired by what you guys want to do. And then we take it with, well, what kind of challenges can we put in front of characters of this nature? And we've created a scenario for you to play tonight. So let's see how it goes. Let's see where it goes. But before we jump in, first, I want to say once again, thank you to Free League for making this fantastic game, and we'd love to share it with you. Brennan is going to drop a link in chat for a giveaway. We're going to give away copies of this game, 1 physical copy, 3 digital copies tonight, once again for the finale. I don't know. I called it the finale in episode 3. Who knows? This might be another finale. We are going to give away some copies of the game so that you can get in and start playing this as well. The entire core set, which includes the player's manual, the referee manual, tokens, maps. I mean, like the whole country map as well as battle maps. It's got a little bit of everything. And so anything you need to start the game. So I hope you guys jump in and have a good time. Click on that link, enter the contest, and we'll announce the winner in chat later on tonight. And then, of course, as always, as is tradition, we must discuss what is to come on New Game Who Dis and this one. Oh, man. Prepare yourselves for the next week of New Game Who Dis, where you shall see a game unlike, I think, anything we've ever done. It's a game called Something Is Wrong Here, which will be game mastered, directed by Troy LaValle and starring Nora Ibrahim, Sydney Emanuel, Claire Grant, and our very own Ross Bryant.
Ooh.
Ross is back next week, you guys. It's been so fun playing with Ross. We can't get enough of him. And so we're bringing him back again to work on this, which is, this is our cast of Wicked Empire coming back together to play this this role-playing game that is inspired by the uncanny work of David Lynch. It is atmospheric, it is emotional, it's personal. You play troubled humans who struggle with their dark pasts and inner demons in order to make meaningful connections with each other. That's the basis and the idea behind the game. Ross, you are going to kill it. You're going to kill it.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm going to be brewing my coffee and blasting Roy Orbison because I am ready to roll, baby.
Awesome. That should be fantastic. So look forward to that next week on New Game Who Dis. With that, let's get to work. Let's go to work, ladies and gentlemen. There is major work to be done tonight, and we're going to hop right in. When last we left our survivors, I don't know how you, not unsuspecting, what's the word I'm looking for? The unlikely collection of survivors that we've got here. Denis Lazare, a major in the army from France, has quite a while back now connected with Christopher Wozniak.
Correct.
Christopher Wozniak, a sergeant in the U.S. military, who they found each other when they've been separated from their respective units, and they've helped each other survive for the last several months. They lost a few friends in a really tough encounter with some Soviet forces, and have tried to push their way through the difficult winter in Poland. We are now in early January as they come to a town where they find a doctor because Denis was injured. He was shot and needed help, and they met Dr. Zelensky. Do I have that right?
Zelensky.
Dr. Zelensky, Dr. Z, in the town of Ostrov Wielkopolski, who was able to tend to their wounds. And once they were upright again, they said, we are going to continue to Krakow, which perks up the ears of Dr. Zelensky, for that is where she is from, and that is where she has been trying to get back to for a long time. But the dangers of the road, the dangers of the open wild in this war-torn country right now mean you need to travel with people that are well armed and well trained to deal with these kind of dangers. So she leaves town with these soldiers, one from France, one from America, as they work their way south to a town where a doctor is needed, they find out. A town called, I've learned about the pronunciation since I believe I have this right. It's oh man, I got it wrong again. Ostrzeszów?
Ostrzeszów. The
Ostrzeszów.
ZSZ is like a ZSH. Ostrzeszów.
Ostrzeszów. Okay, to this town called Ostrzeszów, where there was rumored to be a field hospital that desperately needed a doctor. And Dr. Zelensky said, oh, well, that's on the way to Krakow, and one of her most important objectives is healing the sick and wounded from this terrible war that has elevated to nuclear proportions. They start heading to this town, and along the way, they encounter something that they have not seen in months. An aircraft flying overhead, out of which jumps a highly trained, extremely old paratrooper.
Extremely old
paratrooper.
A wizened 37 years old.
37-year-old paratrooper who goes by the name of Jubilation Shackelford. And
he's as old as John Wayne was in the movie Green Berets.
Yes. He comes falling out of the sky. There is a tense interaction where it seems that this mission that Dr. Zelensky was on to Ostrzeszów happened to coincide with what must be a very important mission. For to spend the fuel to even put a bird in the air, to drop a special ops officer of this rank and this experience into the field alone, there must be something very important happening in this town. Despite his better judgment, Jubal decides to party up with this small crew, leaning on mainly the fact that the doctor, with her Oxford education and her incredible, just based on the character that you rolled, she is one of the most decorated and skilled doctors in the entire country, probably right now. And that is too valuable to waste in a war like this. So they party up and start heading into town. As you get to the borders of this town, you realize there is no quote unquote stealthy way into this town. It is there's really only kind of one route in. Otherwise, you're talking about walls and damaged buildings and burnt out vehicles and broken down tanks that create sort of a barrier of entry from a lot of different points. Obviously, this is not the most ideal situation, but as you approach, hold on, let me get a little tunage going. Ooh, as you approach the entry to this town, the sun is beginning to set behind you, and it's sort of bathed in a deep red light. it seems deserted as you're approaching, and even as Waz holds up his sniper scope, and I never really checked with till this moment, probably should have beforehand, but with you, Jubal, played by Ross, if you have any kind of binoculars as part of your kit,
I do.
Or night vision or anything like that, what do you have?
I was given the option of either, so I think given the nature that's coalescing in our heads of Jubal's mission, it's binoculars. So I think first thing is like getting behind some cover and scanning the ruins down there from a distance to see what can be seen.
Okay, so as you approach, I will give you this one answer to approach vectors, and there's just really the one. It seems pretty straightforward. You got to move in right into this town. The strange thing is, whatever your mission is, in a way, it feels like you might be too late. And the doctor sort of starts to feel the same way as Waz can describe to you, Dr. Z, what he sees deep in the distance with his scope, which is the only thing that's sort of standing in the distance is a parking garage, an old parking garage. A lot of the buildings around it have been ruined. But outside of the parking garage, there are tents that have been thrown up that really has the look, as he describes it to you, Doctor, of an ad hoc sort of field hospital. The problem is that as you look, there's no movement. There's no one in the tents that you can see. And a lot of the tents seem pretty destroyed and fouled up. And they're just sort of blowing in the wind, flapping these shards that you see in the distance. It seems like this field hospital that needed a doctor, maybe it's too late. You both are sort of having this thought that it might be too late as you approach.
Doctor, I'd say that it looks like I'd say that it looked like someone down there would be happy to see you, but looks like whoever set all that up come and gone.
Oh, well, what do we do? Do we just go around and keep going?
First,
I don't think we should stop here.
First, we have to make sure it's safe to approach, Doctor. And then Waz looks down the scope of his sight and is using his recon skill to see if there are any concealed enemies. Is that something he could do?
Yep.
So my recon is not quite as good as Jubal's, but it's still pretty good. So 1d6. Come on, both fails. 3 on both die. I don't see anything, but I don't think that I would necessarily know that. So it seems clear to me, guys.
Yeah, like I said, it seems deserted.
It's a dead place. Still, keep your damn eyes peeled.
They might have medical supplies if they left in a hurry, or there might still be something that we can use, even if it has been abandoned.
That's a good point. We could check for that on our way through. Is it getting dark right now?
No, it's just the sun is coming down, but this is happening very quickly, so I'm not letting large amounts of time pass. I want you to be able to see, because you're not really well equipped for night vision, so you can see this. You can see the town, and you can see well. In fact, you're almost backlit, so you can see it very well as the sun sets in the west. It's just getting low in the sky.
You have to think, too, what the sky would look like around this time of day in a world like this, where their nuclear explosions have gone off all over the world. Like, you know how sunsets are like when there's like wildfires going on in California or something. Just that red, that unnaturally red sky, like that's the kind of thing that we're probably seeing now. So just thinking about that too.
Yeah.
And in the midst of all that, I don't know how much Jubal has adjusted to this as just parachuting in, but I think Dr. Z, Denis, and Waz are all scavengers at heart, and they probably see what Waz feels just as Denis does, that there might be supplies left over and we got to get whatever's left in there. So we probably all still move towards those tents.
Yeah, I'd say investigation is the order of the day.
Well, I would say, like, before we go up, because she can't see what you see, but, like, does it look like people, like, scattered and left? Does it look like there was trouble here? Because that would, I don't know, like, inform if there are there's stuff there.
Can I roll like maybe a recon intelligence to see if I can get a sense, even at this distance, of if it looks like what I'm looking at is the remnants of a battle or just a speedy retreat? Okay. All right, here we go. Both failures.
Oh no.
Well, I can tell you that as you get closer, you see that this sort of narrowed in area where you start moving is kind of a main road into town, and in front of it has been piled, I say, but pushed up right up against each other are 3 vehicles, completely burnt out, but they're sort of like a barricade to prevent vehicles from driving in. Mm-hmm. And you're approaching these 3 vehicles and looking very closely for any movement or any enemies, and you don't see any, and you don't see any movement, and you basically you do get the set. I mean, it's blown out. Buildings are destroyed, entire buildings. It's hard to say right now. Was this place bombed a week ago? Probably not. It was probably bombed as part of the major war actions that happened 6-7 months ago. But it does look like it was deserted or left in a hurry. That's what it looks like. I can't say if there were recent signs of battle. There was definitely battle here. It's just, exactly with your rolls, it's kind of hard to say when.
Yeah.
But I will say that despite your failure, as you approach your failure, that's the thing. The game is great about being like, you don't just fail outright and nothing ever happens. You know what I mean? Like, failures mean things move forward in some direction. Mm-hmm. So as you're coming forward towards these 3 burnout cars, you hear in the distance, as the wind sort of wafts past your ear, the faint sound of what seems like a baby crying.
Oh, what?
It's just like a subtle sound.
Trap.
It's creepy as hell.
Yeah, I'm getting real Last of Us vibes here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Oh.
Yeah. Marcelina's ears perk up at that, but she's definitely following Juby's. Is that right? That's how you shorten it, Juby?
Or Jubal.
Jubal?
Juby.
I want to call you like
Juby.
Juby. Jubal's lead.
Juby.
Baby.
And she sees your signal for, like, I guess be quiet, and she's staying put.
And
Hey, Jube.
You're quiet, and you go to pay attention for a second, and it's gone.
Oh,
man.
You swear you heard it.
I had a boyfriend once who could cry like a baby, and he'd do it just to piss me off. I don't know if that was a baby.
I suppose anything is possible.
He turns and sorry, go ahead, Skin.
No,
I was just going to say, he turns and he says, I suppose anything is possible. And at that moment, I can't even say what happens until you roll initiative. I can't even say
Failures
what
have
happens
consequences.
until you roll initiative. Now, we don't roll initiative in this game. We have a deck of 10 cards that we give to the players, and you choose your card. In this case, in order to just make it easy with us being all online together, I just want each of you to go ahead and roll a D100. And that should give us enough variance that we don't have ties. But in the actual game, it's just cards numbered 1 through 10. And you just draw cards, and the lowest card goes first. So what you're looking for on this D100 roll is low numbers. That's your ideal. Grant, what do you got, buddy?
Pulling out the other hair to my D10 to get this roll. 35.
35, okay.
And if this changes anything, by the way, what Waz was about to say before this went down was my moral code: seek justice no matter the danger. He was ready to go towards that baby's noise. Like he didn't have any of the reservations the doctor did.
Cool, good to know. And in fact, you know what? That's a great moment to just quickly pause here after we get all your rolls. And I just want to check in if you guys... I didn't check in with you. Did you actually roll, write moral codes? We'll get to that in a second. Kate, give me your initiative.
83.
83. Okay, Ross.
42.
42. And Skid.
68.
68. Fantastic. All right. So, Kate, did Dr. Z, did you generate a moral code and a big dream for your character?
So her moral code is do no harm, but take no shit.
That's really good.
Like she
That
seems
is
like she's
so
a very good
good.
person, and she's kind of weak, and she's like a nerd, but she can't have gone this far without being a little bit of a badass. So that's what that is.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
And her big dream is just to find her family. That's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Big dream, find her family in Krakow, hopefully, or that's where they might be.
Yeah.
And then what about Jubal? This is going to be interesting. It's like, what is his moral code?
Yeah.
I think it's along the lines of like the moral is the mission. Whatever it takes to get it done is what gets done. Sweating about moral codes is what people do who don't have to go on missions like this. I'm who you send so that you don't have to think about what happens. You get to think about the mission that got accomplished. I think about what needs to be done to make it happen.
Okay. All right. And what about a big dream? I mean, it's cool to have this guy who's like, oh, he's such a badass and he's got no feelings and he kills at will. And
But I think this guy's borderline mentally ill. It's like, does he
have something that he hopes for? Long term.
I think the reason probably that he has that sort of like hidebound commitment commitments to a mission on a mission by mission basis is because we described like outside of the military, this guy has no tether to civilian life. So I think, and we described that he'd like, in my head, we were creating the image of a guy whose dad was really overbearing. And I think this guy's dad passed away when he was young, and he's been looking for father figures ever since. And so the sort of like psychological burden behind the mission stuff is make dad proud.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Hard to deny. It makes a lot of sense.
So we'll have to see like what would happen if the mission is like no longer viable or it's no longer an option. Like what path does he choose then?
Right.
You don't know.
Is that what I should do, Skid?
Hey.
Should I just screw him over? No, that's great. That's great. You guys are all so good at telling stories. That's what matters. Okay. I'm gonna roll a few dice, and then I'm going to narrate what happens. Here we go. So first is going to be, I'm just going to tell you, I'm rolling a D8. It's a D8. Okay, there's the D8. The second thing I'm going to tell you is I'm rolling a D12 and a D10. Okay.
I believe you.
You believe me. Okay. And then I am going to... Oh, sorry, that is incorrect. Okay. And now we will come back to our story. So, oh, wait, sorry. Oh, man, I screwed up my music. Oh, I'm so angry. Oh, that's what I wanted. That's right. Sorry. All right, so you guys come up approaching these cars. You hear this sound of a baby crying in the distance and it gets cut off. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just hear, and feel almost at the same time, boom, in the distance as a gun goes off and twang right at Waz's foot. A round ricochets off of a mix of concrete and asphalt. Asphalt with concrete that has stumbled on top of it. Just twang! Ricochets off the ground. The bullet hits, and a split second later, you hear the explosion of gunfire, and it is just coming from the west, somewhere in the direction that you are facing. I am going to go ahead and take this to a map. So if I could get everybody to go to roll 20. And, oh God, I hope I do this right. I only want to reveal what I want to reveal. Let's see if it's right. This is it. Go into the center of this sort of big area that I've put you into.
Oh, yeah.
And you should be able to see a situation here. Kind of a city street. Rubble all along the north as these blown out buildings have become. To the south, there seems to be a little bit more dirt, grass, trees, that kind of thing, but also some ruined buildings in that area. Maybe former houses, residences that were blown up. And in the distance, this parking garage in the northeast corner that beyond it, not shown on the map, are these tents that are sort of like ratty and unoccupied. Bam! This round hits the ground next to you, and everybody has to drop into initiative and act moment by moment in heartbeats. Let's go to, of course, Grant, who is the fastest to act. It is Waz. What does Waz do in this instant? If you don't know the rules or the game mechanics behind this, Grant, don't even worry about it. Just talk to me about what you want to do or your immediate reactions, and we'll walk through it.
My immediate reactions are and I think I can do a number of fast actions in a round in my turn. I'd like to seek cover as my first action. That's his first instinct with his army training, is to put something between him and where he believes the fire is coming from. Mm-hmm. You said that fire was coming from which direction?
From the east.
From the east. So I think that is him kind of moving into a corner right here. The hexes are making it to where I'm not as close to the cover as I think it would look in real life. Like, he's got his back up against that wall now and is waiting to get his turn up so he can aim down over it when he has time to return fire.
Yeah, that's fine. You can actually... okay, yeah, you can move there, and you can use Alt on your keyboard to move that token like closer to the cover, just for for the narrative's sake. But yeah, you have moved what looks like about 2 hexes, and that's the most you can move in a round. So you have moved the extent of your movement. That is a fast action. You still have an action.
Okay, now I can fire without aiming at a penalty, but it's a pretty big penalty. Is there anything... I need to ascertain where the fire came from. So I don't know if that's a sniper aim, which is a slow action.
Would be a recon check.
Recon check?
To determine where the fire came from.
All right, I will do that. Here comes the big old check.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have a success with a 6 and another success with a 6.
Oh,
Nice.
2 6s. I love it. Okay, Waz,
Sniper,
your instincts,
ghost.
your training are working well. You move up to the wall, you drop down, and your mind is like working. Your training is working quicker than your thoughts can even keep up with it. And as you get to that wall, you think about where that bullet hit and where the sound came from. And with 2 successes, I will tell you that you're immediately drawn to the top of this parking garage. And I'll give you a basic area. I'll say about here on the map. I put a token there to represent the general area that you believe that firing came from. Do you see that on the map?
Yep, I do. And Waz will shout out, which I assume is a free action too. They've got the higher ground. Get cover now, damn it.
That is a free action. That is correct. And it says it in the rule book. A few simple words is a free action.
Okay.
And so you move up and right up to this wall and gain some cov. It is Ross's turn. How does Jubal react? You are right behind some burned out cars right now. I also want to point out that like these tokens are all designed to be sort of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like board game chits. So like they're not like Pathfinder characters. They do not represent to scale the size of things. Like this is a rather large area. Also, you can occupy the same hex as an ally.
Oh, cool.
Great.
All of you could be in the same hex. It doesn't really matter. So a hex between hexes is about 10 meters. So Waz, if you want to gauge your distance right now to the parking garage, you can use the ruler and it should give you an accurate idea. But I guess
110.
So it's about 110 meters away. That's far. It's still far. And
Yeah.
it is disturbing how close that bullet came to you at that range.
They got a
Jubal.
marksman. Yeah. I immediately, I'm like, again, it's, training snaps on and it's get to cover also. And we were sort of on either side of these cars. So I think Jubal dashes to his right and gets behind some of this masonry over here.
Okay, fantastic. So you are also going to take cover.
Correct.
Oh, you know what? I don't even think I should have given you that recon, buddy. It's all good.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Fine.
I thought taking cover was fast action
You're right.
too,
The
right?
move is a fast and the take cover is a fast. You're right. I just got caught
Hands
up
off
in
the
the
chess
moment.
piece, baby. Waz wins again.
yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
What's
it's
up?
all good. What's up?
What's he gonna do?
It is Denis' turn. Denis Lazar.
So, Denis, I think he knows that with his weapon, he's got the FAMAS, like French assault rifle. He has to get closer to be able to actually hit anything. Feels like the retreat is probably not an option with the way this guy is shooting and our approach. So I think he is just going to basically double move and take cover like as fast as he can.
Double move. Okay, all right. So basically, you can move 2 hexes, and taking cover is also an action.
Okay.
If you want to move more than 2 hexes, you can do a mobility roll to see if you can move further, to see if you can move another hex.
Okay, mobility. Yeah, I'm going to try that.
Okay, so you're going to try to move 30 meters in this turn at a dead sprint. You're actually running towards where the sound of the gunfire came from, but going to try to slide into some cover near some debris there.
Yeah, are these little craters here? These
Yes.
holes? Okay, so I think he's
craters.
going to try to slide into the big crater here.
Okay.
Take cover. Okay, so he has an A agility, so no mobility. Fail.
Okay, so you are you're just able to. I always foul this up. All right, let's fail forward then. So let's just say you fail and you fall into the crater. So you trip at the edge of it and you stumble in. You are in the crater, but that's your action. You're not going to be able to add another action on this round. But you're in there, and even though you're not taking cover, you might be a tougher shot to hit where in your position right now. Okay. Let's go to Kate. Sorry, Dr. Z. Don't you love her little pod? Come on.
She's so cute. She's just holding her gun like, I don't want to shoot this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it totally encapsulates. I don't want to shoot this.
She definitely wants to get into the most optimal cover. She saw that Waz ran one way, Jubal went another way, Denny went another way. So I guess which way to her looks like the most stable structure cover she could get behind?
The burnout car is right in front of you. There's like a pile of 3 burnout cars right in front of you. You could move up there and take cover, and you can hunker behind these burnout cars.
That looks better for now than like the ruins.
Yeah, I mean, either way, they're both equally good cover. It's just about where you want to be positioned. Mechanically, there's no difference between the cover. So you could either get right next to Waz and take cover, or be on your own and take cover.
I don't think she wants to be on her own. She doesn't want to be right next to Waz, though. So I think she's going to go up, and take cover in here. And I know that the pawns look like they're right next to each other, but she's off in the corner.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. So you go. So she slides up, right up next to Waz. What does she say when she gets there?
Oh, I don't think she's next to him, because I think that
there's some distance between them.
Yeah, because he might want to shoot, and if that person shoots back at them and hits her on accident, trying to aim at him, that's what she's thinking maybe. So she's nearby, taking cover near him, trying not to be alone. Okay, sounds good. As we start a new round, you guys, all of you, can pick up in the echoing reverberation that has left the air from this shot that rang out. You hear voices coming from the far eastern side of this area, and they sound like cries of desperation. You hear voices that are male voices and female voices that are kind of shouting an alarm, basically. But you can't make out what's being said or if words are even being said. It's just whoa, that kind of thing. But in that next instant, another shot rings out. Okay. So this one, sorry, forgot a step. This one is successful, and it is at Denis, who is the most exposed of the group. It is a successful hit. Your cover is going to grant you 1 point of quote-unquote armor right now, because it's not granting you as much as it could because you did not dedicate yourself to it. That 1 point is enough to deflect the 1 success that I rolled. So as you're there, you just, a bullet hits right by your head on the edge of this crater in this street, and the bullet screams at you, slams, and the part of the shrapnel from the edge of it, smashes into your face, and it gets pretty intense. Go ahead and give me a coolness under fire roll.
All right, coolness under fire, and
I'm sorry. Do not give me that. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you only have to make that roll if you take any damage or if I roll a 6 on my ammo die, which I did not. So it's all good right now. You're keeping your cool right now. Okay. It is stressful as shit, though, and it is Waz's turn.
All right, so as I'm looking at how the actions work, popping up from cover is like a free or a fast action, and I could take a shot, but I wouldn't be able to aim if I did that. That seems...
you take a large penalty to hit, yeah.
And then I still don't know where these additional... This feels like a new source of fire that came out and hit Denis.
No.
Same one.
It feels like it came from the same spot.
All right, he knows Denis in trouble, and he wants to actually get a good shot off against this person. So is there a way that he can just kind of stand straight up from behind this cover, aim down the sight, and take one good shot at this guy? Leaving himself exposed, open, no longer getting the benefits of cover for the next turn.
Yes. Yeah, the cover is low enough that you can do that.
Okay.
So you can stand up and fire, but you have not. But because you stood up, you were not able to aim, which means that you're going to take a -2 to the shot.
I could also just leave the cover and take a pot shot, and that would seem to end up in the same result, right?
No, you have to spend a fast action to aim. So if you don't, you take a -2 to the shot. And the -2 is just, you just lower your die, -2.
Or you could just do a sniper aim, which would be a slow action, then fire the next round.
I'll give you another option, Grant.
Sure.
Tactically, in this situation, as a knowledgeable sniper that you are, and you're clearly under fire from a sniper right now, you can expose you can expose your head and your arms and still maintain cover on your torso, okay? And do an overwatch action, which is basically look for target a specific area where if someone appears in that area, you can then take a shot.
That's the stuff.
I'd like to take that Firaxis Games option, if that's possible. A little XCOM 2 action Overwatch here. That'd be great. I love that.
Okay, great. So the way we do it in Twilight 2K, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this. It's the same symbol that we used on the main map just because I thought it was cool. But this is actually an Overwatch token. So you set this token down on an area.
Cool.
And you say, I am putting Overwatch on this hex.
That's
so
cool.
if
This is like
anything
XCOM.
comes up,
This is
At
great.
an angle?
Yeah.
Cool.
At like a 120-degree angle from where I stand, basically?
yeah.
That's so cool.
So if anything comes up in this hex, you will get a shot. So I just picturing Wasp, and then it's just like zeroing in on the edge of the concrete wall of this parking garage, 3 stories high, and in this fading sunlight. I keep saying that, but keep in mind that now only seconds are passing, so the sunlight's going to remain the same for quite a while. This blood red concrete, as Skid described. You're pointed at
red.
it. What does Jubal do?
Okay. I think if Jubal wants to get in close, and if we've got somebody, and I think if I can maybe clock over my shoulder what Wozniak is up to, then I may try to take this move to advance as much as possible and drop down behind cover. Just to,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm doing. And
Okay.
I think with that infiltrator skill I took, I can get a +1 to those any actions I take that are recon actions that involve hiding.
Yep.
If that comes into play. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Just do your thing.
Let's do it. How many hexes can I move if I use both my fast actions to move? Both my actions to move?
You can move. I don't think you can move more than 2 in a turn. I don't think.
All right. If that's the case, I'll just move through this kind of like ruin and
Without rolling mobility. You can roll mobility to move more.
Oh, all right.
Which you're really good at, right?
I'm going to roll mobility then.
Yeah, go ahead, roll mobility. And don't anybody forget that you can push. Whenever you want to push, you can push.
And is this mobility plus agility, say?
Yes. It's
Great.
your agility die plus your mobility die, and you're looking for a 6 or higher.
Great. Here we go. I rolled a 10 and a 7.
Nice.
Oh, dude. Okay, so you can basically move where you want. I can't remember the limit off the top of my head.
Great, I was back here.
But so here's the actual rules.
Oh,
I had you fail 4, but here's the actual rule. You can move 2 hexes. If you can roll an additional, you can move an additional hex for each success you roll. So you rolled 3 successes, which means you can move 5 right now.
Yeah.
If you fail, Skid,
2,
you just can't move any further than 2 hexes. So that's the rule.
Cool.
But go ahead and.
Okay, I was here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna.
Well, don't say here, Ross. Describe it in the action of the narrative for the audio listeners. Come on.
Yeah. Jubal clocks that Overwatch is taking place off to his left, and maybe you just see it in your peripheral vision, ducking low and holding his body in a tight crouch as he hustles forward with speed uncommon in a 37-year-old such as himself. He dashes through a crack in the ruins and leaps over another little bit of masonry, and then comes to rest in a grove of trees, ruined trees that are still standing in the center of this ruined city. And now perhaps you can see him with his back pressed to the ashen bark of this tree, and as he's trying to maybe flash some hand signals to Waz, like cover me.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll have you as taking cover then. Yeah. And we will move to Denis.
Denis. Okay. So yeah, he just wants to get closer, but he can only get so far. So he's going to try. Well, shit. So he has to stand up first, right? So that's a slow action?
Correct. No, it's a fast action, right?
It's a fast action.
Yeah, it's a fast action.
Okay, so he's going to pop up out of this crater, and he's going to try to move 3 squares into, or 3 hexes into this rubble on the northern side of the main road. I'm going to try to do another mobility check.
Okay, a mobility check.
That's 2 successes, got an 11. So he is actually going to move right up into this, that's a big block of stone that's there. So he's going to move an additional hex and slam into that, and take cover there. Getting closer and closer to this parking garage.
Dude, this is incredible. Denis has just slammed up against this ruined concrete wall, and now he's only 50 meters from this danger. This is incredibly brave, Skid. Incredibly brave.
Yeah, and Denis, I think Jubal sees this happen and is like, all right, Frenchie.
All right, Frenchie.
Denis is super agile too, so he's able to sort of dance through the street with all this rubble-strewn street without losing his footing and keeping top speed in the conditions like this. So yeah.
Yeah, he is. I will say, rules-wise, you're right on the edge of you're entering a territory now where you will now take penalties to mobility. Where previously you were running on the street that doesn't have all the rubble from the broken down buildings yet. As you enter the rubble, it has a penalty to mobility rolls, which is right in the rules. It's very cool. Okay. Kind of like difficult terrain. Only in this case, instead of being you move half speed, it's your roll takes a penalty. You could still succeed over it. You know what I mean? If you're good enough.
Yeah.
Let's see if you're good enough. All right, we go to Dr. Z, hunkered behind this wall, some 8 meters away from Waz, still 110 meters from the parking garage. What does she do?
So you said we could hear other commotion going on. Did it sound like it was these people people who are shooting at us? Does it sound separate? Am I able to tell that? The chaotic
give me
yelling?
a recon roll.
Recon. I don't have recon, but I have intelligence.
Yeah, so just roll that 1 intelligence die.
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
Nice. You're smart enough to know that it's not coming from the shooter, and it seems to be coming from the parking garage, from within the parking garage.
So because of that, she's maybe thinking the baby isn't the ghost of her ex-boyfriend annoying the shit out of her. Maybe it's a real baby. So she does want to get to the parking garage also. She doesn't have mobility. She has agility. She's not going to try to like run as fast as Jubal or Denis. So she's going to move 2 hexes, and I'm wondering if she can like squeeze through the ruined wall that she was hiding behind. There's like a crack right there, and then move 2 hexes to be behind the ruined building in front of her, basically at like that corner.
Okay.
And then there's rubble there, so
Yeah. Give me an agility roll to squeeze through. The distance is fine, but this is a tough bunch of ruins, and you take a -1 to the roll. So what's your agility?
Oh, it's 10, so I need to roll D8.
D8.
Do I have a D8 out? Yes. A 3.
So as you go to squeeze through these two, this part of the ruined building, all of a sudden we see Dr. Z is like, and you get stuck between the two.
No.
And know you're utterly exposed. You look up almost like, let's say the camera is your vision, and it's shaky, and it rises up and looks at the parking garage, and there is a clear shot from the parking garage right to you, and there's nothing in between you. And she's like, and in that moment, as you're looking,
Don't you fools.
so is Waz. Both of you staring at the top of this garage. You see a head peek up over the garage. And
Like, son of a
Waz,
bitch.
you're paying attention to this on Overwatch, and you notice immediately that this head that is popping over the edge is looking through a telescopic sight that is not attached to a weapon. Just like a head pops up, and it's looking through a telescope. You immediately identify it as a spotter. Do you shoot?
Waz immediately stops breathing and stills his entire body so that the only tremble from his body is that of the muscle in his finger pulling the trigger, shooting a bullet directly down the scope of the spotter. Here comes the roll. With the sniper specialty, upgrading his C range combat to a B. It's a 7 and a 4.
Ooh. It's one success.
Okay. That is a success. That is a success. You fire and you see, bam! This head snaps back. And you see there is, it's a little bit off from where your initial projections were for the sound, but you were far enough away and watching close enough that this person pops up and bam, you fire and the head snaps back and disappears back behind the wall. And a split second later, another head rises and this weapon comes out. And it is pointed directly at Dr. Zelensky. But with no spotter, it is taking a penalty. And it takes a shot. Boom!
I don't like that.
I don't
That
either.
is a success. Oh no! One success. Do you have any armor on?
I do have a helmet, and I don't think a flak jacket is anything. I think that's just
Okay.
a jacket.
That's one
So
armor.
you have a helmet.
It is?
We then roll to see where the bullet hits.
Okay.
It hits your torso. So it hits, and I'm not going to say it's a direct like kill shot. It grazes your torso as you're in between these two things, and breaks through and cuts your skin and does 1 point of damage.
So if the flak jacket has 1 armor, it doesn't do damage?
Correct.
Hey.
Oh, I thought you said she didn't have a flak jacket.
I said I had flak jacket, but I didn't think
Kate
that
said she had a flak jacket, but then she said that doesn't have armor. And then when you were thinking about saying the next,
yeah,
when
okay,
you were
so
thinking
yeah.
about saying the next line, I was correcting.
Okay, yeah. So it hits the flak jacket, and it but it just skims it, the shot, and is not enough to actually do damage. But you know you're under fire right now, and this because of the. Yeah, okay. But then this sniper once again vanishes below visible range. And actually, you know what? I'll put the token there because you know it's there, but just know that they're under total cover right now because the spotter that you hit dropped down behind the wall. You can't see any enemies. And it goes back to Waz's turn.
Waz will remain in Overwatch. There are rules around leaving Overwatch, which is performing any action other than Overwatch fire, or if I'm attacked in close combat, suffering damage, or if I'm suppressed. None of those things are happening to me right now, so I'd like to remain in Overwatch.
Remain in Overwatch. Okay, sounds good. Let me just do that. There we go. So you remain in Overwatch. I fucking love that so much. Ross, it is Jubal's turn. You're behind a tree. No shots have come your way yet.
Nope.
You see Denis has gotten closer, and you see the doctor has drawn a shot, and she's like this right now. Trying to squeeze through a part of the wall.
God damn it. Yeah, don't care for that. But,
Me neither.
It really is. It's like someone just shot at the Mona Lisa.
Right, yeah.
Or a Fabergé egg, like a crate full of Fabergé
What are
eggs.
you
It's
doing?
like, no!
And I'm going to try to, get closer still. So I guess I'll make that same roll again. Okay, I roll a 12 on my D12.
Ooh, what's that mean?
Okay, but you got to tell me where you're going, because if you're going into rubble, you take a die penalty.
That's right. So I
just
think I
be
will
aware.
because I think I'm going to try to get. I want to leave the trees, run up over by where Denis is, and sort of like drop into a crouch in the rubble here that he's using for cover.
So you want to go in the same hex as Denis?
Not the same hex. More kind of in the in this thoroughfare.
Can you give me a target hex? Can you just ping it? Do you know how to ping it on Roll20? Just like hold down, and are you talking about the hex right to the northwest of Denis?
I'm trying to get there.
This one right here?
Yeah.
All right, so just to the east of Denis, basically. Okay.
That's right.
Well, you're going to take a -2 penalty to use mobility to get into that square this turn. So go ahead and -2 is you got to take your D12 to a D8, basically. And what's your mobility? D8?
Okay.
Your actual mobility, not the agility part.
Right. Then my actual mobility is a D.
Okay, so it's a D8 and a D6
All right.
to get a 6.
Okay. Well, that changes things. I failed both.
Oh, so the rules clarification. Either taking a +1 or -1, does that increase the die of both the attribute and the skill?
No,
Right now, are you decreasing both of his, or just
What's
one of his?
-2?
Okay, so you're doing a minus to each one individually, the attribute and the skill?
No. So basically, the rule is you make the die meet each other.
Okay,
So the D12 is what gets knocked down first.
got it.
So the D12 goes to D10,
okay,
then to
okay.
D8 on a -2.
Understood.
So it's a D8 and a D6, and you fail, which means you move 2 spaces, and then you get slipped up in the debris right next to Denis. So I'm going to move you there.
Okay.
And you are not in cover right now, and you got slipped
Right.
up, but you still have an action. What do you want to do?
Okay.
This is so weird.
Very tense.
I apologize. I feel like maybe you should be able to just move again, but I'm...
That's okay. That's okay. I think I rolled before I knew all the caveats. I might have chose differently otherwise, but that's fine.
Actually, I'm sorry. You can move twice. It says right here you can do 2 fast actions, so you can move twice. I'm sorry, guys.
But if I move again, I'll still be taking that rubble penalty. Yeah.
Yes, you'll still be taking that roll penalty. I just I don't I mean, I get it. I'm like, well, why are you going to roll mobility if like you could just move, But I get it. If you want to move all that way and do a slow action, yeah. So you failed the first roll, which means you got slipped up, but you still have an action, so you could keep moving if you want.
Okay.
Or you could take a slow action.
Yeah, I'm going to keep moving.
Okay.
Great. So it's again that penalty. So it's a 8 and a 6, correct?
Well, where are you going to move? Give me your goal, because you can move 2 without even rolling.
Okay, great.
But that'll be your turn then. You wouldn't have anything else.
Right. I'm going to try to get to these trees. There's some trees across this little clearing, and I'm going to try to get there. I don't know if I can get to make it the whole way.
Well, that's three hexes, so you need another mobility roll, and also modified by -2. So a D8 and a D6.
Let's go for it. Let's risk. Okay, I got it. 1 success.
Nice.
Okay, so you get to the tree. You get to the tree, but you have no cover because you don't have the action to take cover. So in the pausing of like the intense heartbeat action, you're like in the hex of the tree, but you're not at the tree yet.
Great.
When it would be the shooter's turn.
So you're seeing lose footing and like he rights himself and then like just like glancing at Denis crouching and then like dashes across this clearing and is just about to make it to the tree limbs.
Amazing. And it is Denis' turn. Denis now 50 meters from these snipers. They're up 3 stories on up above him. Jubal is now in the same distance away, basically, with Dr. Z and Waz holding the very far back, but keeping that overwatch on the shooters.
Okay, so Denis is just about within range, so he's going to move 1 more hex eastwards into, and then take partial cover from this little low wall in front of him. And then next turn, he's going to start firing.
Okay, great. So he moves up into this ruin, and now he's 40 meters away, and he starts looking up to get ready to aim for a shot. I love it. And we come to Dr. Z. You're stuck in the wall now, and now you can slip out. So what would you like to do now?
So she would like to move up to the cover that Denis just left. That looks like a nice, big, safe rock that he was standing behind.
Yeah,
so that would be a double move.
It's going to be tough to get there. Yeah, double move. And okay, so yeah, you can get there in a double move without rolling. You're just taking your time. You're being careful, and you can get up there. But you can't take cover.
Okay. That's just got to be fine because there's literally nowhere else. Like the rest of the surroundings around here, it's just like little bits of rubble. So this is like the next rock.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. At that point,
can I just make a quick agility roll just to see if I have like the extra space? Like, is agility just to see if you can run further, or can I roll an agility to see if like
agility is to go further?
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to cheat.
It's okay. At that point, the sniper raises their head once again above the edge. No spotter this time, and the gun is swooping over toward, and it's taking a lot of penalties here now without a spotter and without proper aiming, but it's going to swing over toward Jubal, who is exposed at the moment and the closest, it seems, because Denis is close, but it has good cover. The gun starts to swing to the side, and Waz. Okay. I'm going to have you take. Okay. Here's your option, Waz, okay? If you hit, I didn't do this the first time, but this is where we get into the nitty gritty of the actual mechanics.
Let's get dirty.
You can only see the head and arms of this person. If you want to call your shot, you have to take a -2 to the roll, which means you just want to hit the head. You have to take a -2 to the roll. If you just want to shoot, that's fine. But then after you already roll a success, you have to roll the head or arms randomly on a d6 in order to hit that part. So it's kind of like a concealment roll. You can forego the concealment in order to end, but you have to take a penalty to the shot roll, or you take the shot roll and then roll a d6 if it's successful. It's up to you.
I'll take the shot.
That's how I'm ruling it. That's my understanding of how it works.
I'll take the shot without the -2 penalty. He's trained enough to know that he needs to keep the fundamentals strong and hope that he lands in the right place after he shoots, rather than taking a shot and guaranteeing a hit, because it would take a minus.
Oh.
A -2 though would take me just down to D8, D8, right? From D10, D10?
It would, but I believe you should also be taking another -1 for the range.
That's not true. I have 20 hexes worth of range on my weapon.
Oh, really? It's 20?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Sniper rifle, baby.
Oh, well, I'm looking at a sniper rifle that's 10.
I'm M8,
yours is double.
M8 2A1 is what I got at character
okay,
creation.
great.
Which is really designed to shoot holes in engine blocks of parked trucks, but I'm using to knock people's heads off, which is
anti-materiel rifle.
Amazing.
Okay. So yeah, no penalty for that then. So go ahead and roll.
Drop. So I'm gonna then drop from 2d10s to 2d8s, and I won't have to roll on a d4 to see if I hit the target. Correct?
Yeah, if you roll successes, you'll roll a d6 for hit location, and you'll need to roll a 5 or a 6.
This is even after I take the -2?
Oh, no. If you want to take the -2, I'm sorry.
Yeah, if I take a -2 and it takes my 2d10 down to 2d8, I'll do that instead of...
Okay, but this is the level you're at, Waz.
Yes.
Do you want to target the arms, which would mean it drops its weapon, or the head to get head bonuses?
God. I think...
What does Waz do in the moment? What's he thinking as the sniper rises? What are you doing
so
in
angry
Warzone?
that they're firing at this doctor right now, he's letting his cool get to him and he's going for the head.
Going for the head. Okay.
Here it comes. Come on.
Gotta get a 6. He's got 2 d8s.
7 and a 6! 7 and a 6! Jesus Christ almighty! 7 and a 6!
You're a monster. Oh my god.
Okay, wow.
All right,
Two
let's go.
heads.
This, and then the gun swings to the side, and just you see this helmet come up. It turns to the side to shoot Jubal. In that instant, you see in the red light of the setting sun, you can see the long hair extending from beneath the helmet, which shows you that this is a woman that you're firing at. As you turn, you hit the trigger and directly hit the helmet. That's 2 successes. A helmet is 1 armor. It BAM! And goes down on the other side of the Johnski. And there is no shot taken at Jubal. Oh my god, my heart's pounding.
Man.
It's Grant's turn.
I think Waz,
it's Waz's turn again.
I think Waz saw a glimpse of the person. Like, you see their humanity in that moment, see their eyes, and like, even though he's gotten his breathing down to a science, when to clear his lungs and steady his body, and he probably exhaled several times between his last 2 shots. He's a little shaky now. Gosh, what would Waz do now? I think he's gonna maintain Overwatch and keep an eye out to allow Jubal, in particular, who seems like a real stone cold killer, to get into the interior of this parking garage and allow Denis his first shot. So he's gonna. It's a little boring, but it seems like tactically what Waz would do. He's camped up.
Oh man, you're the Iceman. You're just taking him down.
Just so goddamn good. I was so fired up with that music. I was so fired up.
Hey man, you saved my life back there.
Great, great job, Waz.
Jubal, it's been a couple years. You got any SIGs on you?
Hope you like Camel Wides.
Okay, right back into it, Jubal,
Right.
and then we'll say, "Oh, you complete your movement and get to that tree."
Okay.
What do you do?
Great. I'm freaking going for it. I'm a man on a mission. I'm going to continue my mad dash into this building.
Show me the path, and if you need to double move or not, whatever, just show me where you're headed.
I'm aiming for. I'm trying to enter here, so I'm going to try to kind of make a weave through.
All right, so just give me each hex so I can see the debris or whatever penalties you might face or whatever.
Boom.
Boom. All right, so that's 2, and you wouldn't have to roll, and that.
Boom.
Actually, yeah, you don't have to roll as long as you don't do anything else.
I think.
Or you can roll mobility to give yourself actions at the end.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll that dang mobility, baby.
Yeah, get mobile.
Get mobile.
Mobile?
And always check your ads. Get mobile. Here we go. Agility plus mobility. Kablam, kablam. Oh, I rolled a 12.
Oh man.
Oh, that's 2. Dude, that's all you needed.
I rolled a
That's all
12
you
and a
needed.
3.
Now,
So.
okay, now hold on. First, I need you to roll a recon.
Great. Here it comes. And that's intelligence plus recon, yeah?
Intelligence plus recon.
All right. Okay, I rolled a 5 and an 11, so that's
2 successes. As you come out from behind the tree in the hex directly in front of you, you see that they've planted mines. Anti-personnel mines.
Shit.
In this hex in front of you, and you are so on top of it that you just
God.
you see them and you jump right over them. There's only 2. There's 2 mines
In this hex, okay.
and you can split right through them like a field goal post.
Oh my God.
And continue heading forward. You also know with your 11 that there are no mines in the following hexes.
Right, so I can get there. And once I've... Now, we haven't described in detail this parking garage, but often there's very large, cement pylons at the bottom, like struts holding up the base of such a thing. And if there is something like that, then I'll plant myself there.
Yep, you're right at a strut, okay? A big cement strut and another 10 meters-ish from more like 5 meters from that. You see the cement wall and an opening and a doorway that heads in. You've only used a move action, so you still have another action.
I'm gonna open the door.
There's no door; it's a doorway. It's just
great.
It's just a big concrete opening.
Then I'm gonna
move in.
I'm gonna move in. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me another recon roll.
All right, here it comes. All right, recon, intelligence. Yeah, I rolled a 7 and an 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
7 and an 8. So you being the badass you are, you turn and look, and you're about to head into that doorway, and you see 6 inches off the ground a tripwire running across
Claymore.
the entire Jawnski.
Shit.
The opening. Easily avoided. Not that you saw it, but you know that it's in there. And now that you're closer,
You tricky.
you can hear
bastards.
the shouts and screams inside. Now there have been multiple gunshots.
And can I hear the language? Now, bearing in mind I'm not a linguist, so
Go ahead and roll recon.
great. Dice is hot, boys. I'm a 6 and a 7.
Oh, nice.
You hear English
English. Okay.
in addition
English.
to other languages being spoken.
All right. Okay. At that point, I think I might start yelling like, "Hold your fire! We got a doctor!"
Okay. Okay. Very fucking interesting, bro. Very fucking interesting. That is a free action. Denis, you hear this. He's now right up next to it, and you can see him about 35 meters away, up against a pylon, looking into the building. He has given up his extra slow action in order to say, "We've got a doctor!" What does Denis do?
Denis So I guess he's going to go into Overwatch.
Same location. Okay.
Yeah, he's going to stay where he has to go to Overwatch.
Sounds good.
On the top of the parking garage.
Sounds good. Just gonna keep doubling up on these Johns. There we go. Just pile them on top of each other. How fun would this be to play with an actual map and like little cardboard tokens and just like piling them up on a map in front of you? By the way, this map, this is what comes with the core set. This is one of the maps that comes with the core set. These are all the tokens you get, and this is the digitized version. So even the digitized version is fucking phenomenal. This isn't like a Roll20 integration right now that I'm using. This is just like I cut these out of a image document and throw them on here. So lots of great options. All right, so you go into Overwatch, and it is Dr. Z's turn.
From where I am, did I hear Jubal say that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay.
I'm gonna say the gunfire is sparse enough that you did hear that.
Okay. When I ran up here, I didn't actually take cover, so I'm just gonna stay here and take cover after hearing that. Just be like, getting tired of being a pawn. And just wait, because like, I don't know. Everyone knows that there's a doctor here, and maybe they'll stop, and I just saw two heads blow up.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Oh man, there's two people on Overwatch. Okay. With that, the previous head rises above again. Spotter. Rises above again. Had a round off due to getting a little shaken, but is now back. There are two of you with Overwatch on this square. Do you fire?
Yeah.
Okay. Denis, what are you shooting? Are you shooting an assault rifle?
Yeah, I've got my famous assault rifle. I'm going to say one single shot, aim shot.
Okay, hold on. Are you aware of how rate of fire mechanics work?
I don't remember.
Okay, there's an ROF for the FAMAS. Jeez, is that?
Yeah, there's a rate of fire of 6.
Rate of fire of 6. So that means you can roll up to 6d6 in addition to it, and every 6 that you roll on those is another hit for damage. You're just like basically like go.
Yeah,
and
I just want to squeeze off one shot.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so squeeze off one shot.
Okay. And yeah, I want to go for a headshot as well.
All right, so it's -2.
So it's -2? Okay.
Yep.
So that is a D8 and a D6. So 2 fails, 2 5s.
Oh, God, the worst.
Oh,
2
so
5s,
close.
the worst. Okay, all right. What about you, buddy? Waz.
Waz is going to wait to see if the sniper pops up again.
Okay.
It would be a hardy sniper to take that bullet with 4 damage, but we'll see what happens because he knows that the spotter in and of themselves is not as dangerous as the sniper. So it was great that Denis was up there to
Did you
almost
say
take
4
a
damage?
Yeah.
You did 4 damage? Oh, that's right, because they... Shit. I'm so sorry. I really felt that up. No. No, you've hurt Kate much more
Wait, what?
than I forgot about the damage. I'm thinking that the hit is the
only
damage.
one, but the damage is different.
I think we
than the-
moved on from that.
I think we have moved on from that, Joe. Your hand is off the chest
Okay,
piece.
so then your hand's off the chest piece too, and we're all square.
All right, Sergeant.
If my lady takes the damage, your lady takes the damage.
Why is this so gendered unnecessarily?
It was unnecessarily gendered, but they just both happen to be
fine,
ladies.
That's fine. I'm sure because
It's a
you
coincidence.
only gave 1 damage. I'm sure in the past. So, yeah, but it's 4 damage on there.
All right. Well, I'm not taking it.
That's fine.
But I will take it if you want me to give it to Kate.
Kate, how much hit capacity do you have?
Yeah. Right.
have-
Let's slow down.
Does she look like a hardy doctor or on the verge? I think the problem is she remembered her rads, bro, and she's not looking too hardy.
Yes. Are we talking hardy as like the good doctor or like Dr. Quinn medicine woman or?
I was thinking Dr. Quinn as soon as I heard. Yeah, I'll wait for the sniper to show their ugly head again.
Okay. At that moment, the sniper rises, helmetless.
Dang!
And now you can see definitively, as the light is totally to your advantage, the head of a woman with sweaty hair matted to her head, coming back down into a tight ponytail that runs down her back, and she rises again to shoot. Do you take a called head shot?
Because
Or a called arm shot?
let's do the arm
Or
shot.
a not called shot?
Let's do the arm shot. And let's go to take that -2. I feel like we've made some progress with them knowing we have a doctor. Maybe it's taking a while for the word to get around through the garage. I know when I hear someone talk to me in a garage from like way down the way, like it's impossible to hear and echoey. So gonna try to give them one last
you look
chance.
at what happened with Deep Throat in that garage. It took months for Nixon to resign.
Right.
Yeah. They're just not efficient places.
It's not an efficient communications
Yeah.
area.
Well, here comes the Watergate. A 6 and a 4, so one success
Right.
at the arm.
One success. Right at the arm. God damn. Okay. Bam! And that's 4 damage.
4 damage.
Okay. You see blood shatters up, so it splashes up in a puff of mist, hard to discern in the already red light, and this woman falls behind this concrete wall, and no one gets shot at. Oh man, once again, it is Waz's turn.
Staying in Overwatch. There's no other way to do this until they stand down to protect Dr.
Staying
Z
in Overwatch.
particular.
Jubal.
All right. Time to now play to my strong suit and turn on my powers of persuasion.
Ooh.
And I think he's gonna just like, we got Americans out here, and we don't appreciate being bushwhacked out in the middle of out of nowhere. Look, we heard that baby of yours. We got a doctor.
And with that, you feel maybe the wind changes slightly, and you get a waft of smell coming out from under this place, and it is just reeks of death. Oh. You know the smell. Mm-hmm. You know the smell. It's bad. And you're just like, oh. Ugh. At that, it is Denis' turn.
Denis, Overwatch again. Come on, merde. He's trying to get the bead on this last spotter.
Fucking smart. It's just smart. This is military tactics. Mm-hmm. You don't
Look,
just
y'all,
stand there in the open.
Y'all gonna keep shooting at us, or we gonna have ourselves a conversation?
It is Dr. Zelenski's turn.
I am staying under cover. Not
all right,
moving.
Dr. Zelenski holds. Okay. At that moment, behind the doorway comes a woman. You can see her, Jubal, through the doorway. Mm-hmm. And she is speaking to you in Polish. I'm assuming you don't speak Polish.
No.
And she's just speaking to you in Polish, and her eyes are pleading, and she's just like begging you to come in, basically. and she points to the tripwire and is like,
Yeah, I see you. American, you got it. I heard. And then I maybe would shout out, exactly, yeah, very much so. Yeah. Gore Lammy.
Gore Lammy.
I'm in the rusky hunting business. It's like, I might shout out over the, Dr. Z?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
What are you, a fucking spy? Is that not your real name?
I didn't know
Gorlami.
if I should answer yet.
Yeah. If you can move, then maybe you should come up here. I think we got ourselves an understanding.
I would definitely like to be sure that there's no more snipers on the roof.
And I don't know if could I even, like, with crude sign language, be like, you're not gonna shoot us no more. The doctor is coming. You don't fire. And I don't know if there's a role for how effective.
The woman you're looking at is wide-eyed and terrified and has no weapon in her hand. And she's like pointing behind her and it's just like, come in. Like that's all the symbol she's giving you.
They might be hostages or something too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Right. I'm not. I don't know if I can, like, walk in just based on this.
Yeah. Marcy's gonna be like, I was already shot at once. I'm not doing it again. I'm not testing fate.
All right. Let me see if I can work ourselves out of compromise. And I step over the tripwire and I begin to follow her into the guts of this building.
I don't like Joe's face right now.
You know what I like?
Chief Diplomat
like?
Jubal.
I like Ross. Because Ross is very good at making sure that his characters only last for like an episode or two. I'm kidding. At
that point, the pistol descends from my left, the unseen attacker at point blank range.
All right, let's hold for a second here. I want you guys to maintain Overwatch because as I describe this, I don't want you to think that like large chunks of time are passing. It's really kind of like it's very, very short amounts of time are passing. Jubal comes in, and I just want to change the tone all of a sudden because as you jump over this thing, you look in and you see bodies. A lot of dead bodies lingered about, and you see a mix of Soviet soldiers in uniform that are just dead. You see a mix of Polish soldiers in uniform that are dead. You see US soldiers in uniform that are dead. And they're all sort of in these makeshift beds, basically. Like it was a triaged area. It's a picture the lower level, low ceilinged parking garage with the big columns in between all of it. And this makeshift sort of field hospital was put up, but it didn't suffice for all that went down. But for all that you see dead, you see living as well. You look kind of along this range, and you see that there are people in beds that are like nearly unconscious but breathing. You see that there is a baby that is being held by a woman, and this baby's crying. The woman that called you in is speaking to you, and her voice is kind of muted and deafened behind as she's just like talking to you in Polish, and you don't understand, what she's saying. you see, your focus, you are not overcome with emotion. You are not intensely shocked and stressed by this horrible scene of death. You've seen this kind of thing before. Your eyes always kind of stay on the mission.
And in fact, I'm looking for someone in particular among these bodies.
And you see a little bit of ways away, right where a ramp kind of comes up to an upper floor, where the cars could drive around and go up to an upper floor, you see, lying on a bed, a certain colonel that you are here to extract.
I approach.
As you approach the colonel, you walk up, and coming down this ramp at the same time and around the corner is a Soviet soldier that looks beaten, broken, and just sort of stumbles from around the corner. He's armorless. He's a big dude. He's armorless. And he comes walking around the corner and stumbles into this open area and sees you and just sort of like...
Easy.
Puts his hands up.
Easy. And I'm just like never taking my eyes off him. I kneel down and feel for a pulse on the colonel.
You haven't reached the colonel yet.
Okay.
You're still
right.
maybe 10 meters away. He's right next to the colonel.
English?
Niet. Spits on the ground.
He does that, and I just lift like a keffiyeh scarf, like up over my nose to hide for the smell, and I'm just like, move aside.
He slowly steps aside.
And I'm just following him with my weapon. And we kind of do that, like, if this is happening, exchanging places slowly as I try to close the distance between myself and my quarry.
And then let's flash back outside. You guys are, for all intents and purposes, out of combat, to use our Pathfinder parlance, but the Overwatch has netted nothing. No one has popped their head up over the last minute. Then 2 minutes go by, and Jubal has gone in.
Man.
What do you guys do?
So, I'll start making my way in or towards the door if it seems safe, at least.
Okay, show me the path.
I'm a little nervous now that you're asking me to do that.
Well, keep in mind that there's danger here that Dr. Zelenski doesn't know about.
Yes, keep in mind the...
Yeah.
Keep in mind.
Seems like the kind of thing that Jubal should have shouted out if he had a higher intelligence
It would have
rating.
been good to shout out. Sure.
Yeah.
The whole time I was like, please just shout it out. Please just shout it out. Come on, Kate. What do you
I'll
do?
yell out. Is it safe? Like, is it safe to come out?
You're yelling that.
Yeah.
This is a parking garage. It's open at this point. Yeah? Would I hear this?
Yeah, you can hear it. It's echoing around. It's a deserted
Right.
area.
Hold.
Okay. Hold.
Yeah, Dr. Zelenski, we got explosives around the building. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you go out there and bring my friend here? You understand? You understand, Piotr, what I'm trying to tell you?
And he says something extremely offensive to you in Russian. You don't understand it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't move to do what you told him to do.
Great. I mean, maybe I could, I could leave here and try to lead her back in myself. Seems like giving up ground, though. I'm just like, stay where you are. You just stay right where you are, Doctor. And I will go and see if I can assess the condition of the Colonel that I've been trying to find.
Okay, you walk up. And you're keeping your gun trained on this dude.
Mm-hmm.
You reach over to feel for a pulse on the Colonel. Just as your fingers make contact with the skin, our large Russian leaps at you.
Well.
And here we go. Let's fucking dance, bro.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Do you fire is the first question.
No. I'm gonna come up and bash this guy.
Right. I guess I wanted to say the other thing to keep in mind is like there's innocent people around.
There's people around. Yeah.
And I meant to like reinforce that, but good call.
I'm not just gonna start blowing this guy to bits.
Okay, let's
do some close combat.
Let's dance. Let's do a little close combat. And so you've heard this, Waz. You heard him say hold. You could hear it from the distance. And Denis, you as well. But you can do what you want. Let me cut to you for 1 second. Is there anything you want to do? He said there's explosives around the building.
Denis is he's going to shout at the people on the roof. Say, "Czy mówi pan po polsku?" Like, do you speak Polish?
The people on the rooftop.
Yeah.
Then you just hear a woman's voice. Duh.
Okay. So shouting at the doctor. Says like, you tell them if I see a weapon, either of us see a weapon, we'll blow their fucking heads off. Tell them.
Okay. So she yells that out in Polish to them.
And you see a rifle comes flying over the wall.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
A big ass rifle. Just whoosh, clang, 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 clang.
We're going to stay trained. I'm going to stay trained on them still. But yeah. We'll keep you covered.
I still don't have like the recon ability that I just saw sort of happen with our new friend here to feel confident after him saying like, there's explosives around the building. To just like walk up there?
No, I think that you have to rely on Waz or Denis. Waz, do you have a high recon score?
I do have a high recon score. Well, I have my intelligence is high, my recon's okay.
Okay, so to just be clear to audience members that maybe don't realize what's happening, Dr. Z needs to be led through a minefield, essentially. And it's a very scary situation. Incredibly scary. No one has set off any mines. And only Jubal saw them, and only on the southern portion of the road. But you never know. And when it's life or death, it's very scary. So, Waz, how do you want to approach this?
Waz has had no visual confirmation. He's seen a rifle go over the side of this parking garage, but he has no actual confirmation that that area is clear, and the best way he can provide cover to Dr. Z and Denis at this moment is by staying where he is. So he's going to say in like shitty French, he's learned like, "Tu avance," which just means like, you advance, you move forward, go ahead, I got you covered, telling Denis that I have him. I'm staying put.
Okay, so Denis cautiously like gets up and waves the doctor forward to follow back. It says, "You stay where I walk, you walk. N'est-ce pas?"
Got it.
and he's going to walk towards the parking garage, and he's going to make his own recon check to see if he can.
Okay, so just give me. I'm going to put you here, Skid, which is in the middle of that ruined building you were just in, and I just want you to show me hex by hex where you step.
Oh my
And just
God.
because you step doesn't mean I'm going to set something off. You just step and then roll your recon, and if you succeed, okay. So go ahead and roll your recon.
Okay. Okay, 1 success.
2 mines in the exact hex you're standing in. I mean, you were right next to them earlier.
Serious?
Wow. Okay.
No idea.
There they are.
Wow. So he's about to step into it, and he reaches back his hand to Dr. Zelensky. He's like, "Duh-duh-duh-duh." And he points right at the mine, and so then he's just like, again, like, follow me, and he tries to. His plan is to go hop over the wall onto the other side, going onto the eastern side of the wall to get closer.
Okay, recon roll.
Oh my God, this sucks.
Oh, it's brutal. I love it.
A 9 and a 4.
That's a success.
This is so Squid Game, it's not even funny. Let's keep on. Sorry.
You look within the rubble. You don't see any mines in there. Within the rubble, and you're just saying slowly, like, "Follow me, Waz," overwatching both of you. And we come back into the garage in this instant. Ross, roll for initiative. Give me a D100 roll. Let's see who gets the jump on who.
I rolled an 88. Not so hot.
88, that's bad. That's
Hey, that's
actually
bad.
bad.
That's actually quite
That's
bad.
bad, kid. Okay. And so he gets the jump on you. Let me
right.
break out my stats. Whoa! And he comes in and he immediately is, you know what? I'm going to go, just to stay in the reality of the moment, I'm going to go a close combat attack, and I'm going to call my shot on your arms in order to make you drop your weapon. Okay, so
Sounds
I will
good.
take a penalty here, a -2 penalty, and I know where that puts me, and that is going to see if I disarm you in this attack. I do. So that is a success, and but I also will deal damage
My.
with that.
Nasty boy.
Yeah, no shit. So he just bam, he slams into your arm, and you take 2 HP of damage.
Yikes.
On the hit. It is just
That's
such
a lot.
it is a lot. It is a lot. But again, not incapacitating by any means. It just really hurts. And go ahead, and is now your turn.
Oh my God. So he kicks the M16, which like swings out of my hands and almost breaks my arm if it does that much damage. Like,
Yes,
and,
exactly.
And then I respond in kind.
This dude is big.
But he's not a special forces
I've been
Krav
picked on.
Maga.
No, he's not. But you know who he is? He is the dude that comes out to fight Indiana Jones next to the airplane. He's that size.
Okay.
So that's why one landed blow could almost feel like it breaks an arm.
All right, so I'm just going to roll for close combat. I'm going to put this guy down.
Yeah.
So this isn't a contest of like, I've been a lot of big guys try to beat me up every time I was a little old guy, But
I'm sorry.
you just have to know where to hit him.
I'm sorry. Okay. You can block that attack. Sorry.
Well.
So you get a close combat roll that goes against that. I only got 1 success, so you go ahead and roll real quick.
Let's give it
Come on,
the
man.
college try. Boom, boom. Double 9s, baby.
9s. Okay, so let's rewrite history. We come back in time. He comes at you, wham, and you divert his blow.
Shouldn't be like water.
And you you can still have your weapon in your hand if you want, but you divert his blow, and it is your turn.
Time to put this guy down. I'm going to not just divert his blow, but fully just try to bash him against the wall, take him all the way down.
Okay.
So another close combat roll, I would reckon.
Yeah, it's another close combat roll. Go ahead. You know what? I don't know the exact rules for this, but the way I'm going to rule it is HP damage, but I'm not going to rule that you're dying or can do critical injuries. You can just basically incapacitate someone. So let's just do that for now. Unless you want to pull out your knife. If you pull out your knife, you can actually do, lethal damage.
Okay, I won't retcon the terrible roll that I just got because that's not fair. I rolled goose eggs, 2 failures on my so I blocked him. But when I go to try to use the momentum of his blow to attack him again, no dice.
Yeah, and it's actually or anything that would apply.
Well, 2 things. Oh, did you use your martial artist special ability
So
it's just
well,
whatever. Let's just roll with it. We'll do it next time. Because here's the thing: he also in that round, because he moved to you, blocking you is a fast action that he has to have saved up, basically. So he moves up to you. He doesn't have it, and you could hit him very freely that turn, and you miss.
Yeah.
Now it's his turn again. Great. And he comes right back at you. So let's do a quick opposed. This is fun. We're just testing out close combat.
Yep.
Let's do a quick opposed close combat roll. Here we go. I am going to push my roll.
Really?
Okay, go ahead and roll.
I rolled a 1. But here's the thing.
So
I also rolled. But here's the thing, though, Joe, is I also rolled an 11. So.
Oh, you son of a bitch! It doesn't matter. But you just block him. You're grappled in hand to hand.
Great.
Describe it to me, Ross. What did he do and what did you do?
So he comes at me, boom, flows off, and then I go to land. I'm trying to land that strike where the nose breaks into the skull, and he manages to slip out from under me. He comes in again with one of these, the overhead fists coming down to clobber me. Classic big guy move. And Jubal just grabs the wrist and has caught them in pressure points in the inner wrist, trying to get him to break his grip, and they're caught like that. It's strength versus precision, and
what do you? Yeah, okay. So now it's your turn.
Both hands are occupied in this little theater of the mind, so I'm just gonna try to just kick him right where it counts. Take his knee.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Oh, and I rolled a 1 and I'm gonna push.
Hold on.
Wait.
Slow down.
Okay. All right. Yes, Father.
You can push, but you can only roll the 5. The 1 is already if you push, the 1 is already HP damage.
Okay.
I love this. I think I'm doing this right.
All right. So
I don't think you can re-roll the ones when you
Got
push. I could be wrong, but I don't think you can. But it makes a lot of sense to me because it's you're pushing your own muscles into a place where you get really hurt.
Oh man, unlucky. But yeah, let's go for it. Oh, that means rolling the worst of the 2 die because I rolled a 1 and a 12.
God, right.
Right. No! Oh, that's great too. What an interesting.
So much worse, but I have to try. All right,
you have to try. I've never seen Kate so intense in a session. She's holding.
I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8.
I rolled an 8.
Dude, that is a success.
So locked up, thumbs pressing into his inner wrist as he's just as I'm just having to as his hands get ever closer to my head, and then my foot just crushes his genitals.
Yeah. All right. So you landed right in his genitals. I'm going to give you again, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here, but it's not too far off. I'm going to give you 2 points of damage, which, I mean, to me is like a fighter of your caliber. I think I could put on par with a knife. And that is on par with a knife, only it's bludgeoning damage. So you just, bam, wail on this dude, and you can see him visibly. You have weakened him. You've done something, and it's gotten really bad. And then we flash outside. Denis, it's time to take another step.
Okay. Denis is going to... Well, he wants to get out of this rubble as quickly as he can.
He's having so much fun.
So
having a good time.
So presumably it would be easier to spot any other explosives. So he's going to step into the hex south of him. Uh, 10. 2 successes.
Directly south?
Yeah.
You don't notice any mines there.
Okay. So he steps to there. And then he's going to move southeast.
Okay.
Again. A 7 and a 6.
7 and a 6. So you don't notice any mines there.
Okay, stepping carefully. He knows there's mines
My God.
to the southeast, so he's going to move to the northwest.
What's going through Dr. Z's head right now?
She's just like, I have my life in these guys' hands, and like, I just want to go home. There is no home anymore.
Okay.
So that's a 3 and a 2. I'm going to push.
You're going to push, okay.
So do I re-roll both dice? Is that how that
You
works?
re-roll both because you didn't roll a 1 yet. Yeah. Any ones you roll, you're going to take stress damage.
All right, an 8.
Right here, there are no mines.
Okay. Moves in. Okay. He's going to move into the northeast here of where he is. 11, 2 successes.
No mines.
Okay.
And now
And
you're
then-
where Jubal is, and you can be pretty confident that there are no more. So let's just from the map perspective, let's move Jubal into the parking garage, and let's move you, Denis, and you, Dr. Z, to the door. And you guys can come up to the door.
Well, do I still have to spot the claymore? Tripwire?
Yeah, actually, nobody told you. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not gonna make that a thing. I'm gonna say that the woman is like telling you to at this point. You know
like
what
when
I mean?
she sees me show my face,
so
she's like points it down.
Look
towards-
out for the tripwire, and you see it immediately. But when you look inside, you see Jubal locked in a deadly combat with a much larger guy. And it is that guy's turn.
Okay, so Denis, like as soon as he sees this, he's just like, he sees the tripwire and he looks up and sees what's happening. So, whew, he lifts his weapon like up and he's just waiting for a clear shot. They're locked into it. He can't take the shot now, but he's just watching like a predator.
Okay, brilliant. It's that guy's turn. Here we go, Ross. Let's do opposed close combat rolls.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
You've heard him, but he has now gotten into a position where he has more of an advantage than he did before.
Okay.
And you need to roll your close combat against my close combat right now. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get.
I got 1 success.
I got 3 successes.
Oh,
no. Oh, man. All right, so that is... You got 1 success. That knocks it down to 2 successes, which means that's 3 points of damage.
Oof.
So he just... you kick him in the thing, and then he just comes across your jaw with an elbow that's just like, bam! And it actually breaks your jaw. It's just like...
You said that's 3 points of damage?
No, I don't think
2.
so. No, it is. It's 3 points of damage.
I'm hanging by a thread, y'all.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so comes across, and you are just, and it actually, it does, I don't want to say it breaks your jaw. I just want to, you lose some teeth, like blood is now coming out of your mouth.
This scarf in front of my face is dislodged and soaked, and I'm just like, my vision goes white.
Yep, and it's your turn.
Okay.
He looks bad too.
Am I still on my feet or not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless you're at 0.
I'm not.
Yeah, okay, then you're still on your feet.
Okay, I'm going to try to call a shot, a close combat thing. Because I don't want to, I want to put this guy down. I want to try to grapple him and sleeper, choke him out.
Oh.
If I can get that close. So, not do blows, but get on him in a spot where he can't reach me and grapplify him.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm wondering how that'll affect the.
Okay, go ahead. I've got it right here. Do it.
Okay,
it's a
great.
it's an opposed close combat roll, and I'll roll against you right now.
Here we go. Yes.
I got 1 success.
I rolled an 11 and an 8.
Oh my god.
Well, it's a shame you didn't just do straight damage, so you grapple him.
Yeah.
But you're successful. You both go to the ground. So you boom, and you take him to the ground. And now it's my turn. The only action I'm allowed to take is break free.
Okay.
So he's fighting against you right now, and it's going to be another opposed close combat roll. So here we go.
We're just slugfest. All right, I rolled a 4 and a 10, so that's 2 successes, right?
I got 1 success.
Yeah.
So you still have him in your grip, and I will rule right now. You can, you need to roll a success right now. You roll a success right now, and I'll say that you choke him out.
Here we go. I rolled a 7.
Yes!
Nice.
So you got this big dude, way bigger than you, but you just have the leverage on him, and you just.
My breath, and I'm imagining this guy is just recently shaven head, and it's awful, blood and spittle all over everything.
Yeah.
And we're just like,
oh, dude, you too, man. Your blood just coming out of your mouth,
pouring out of me. It's an ugly scene. Y'all really know how to roll out the red carpet around here.
Oh man. You reach back out. You stand up. Always mind on the mission.
The mission.
Always.
And I go back to check. Is the person that I came all the way here for living or dead?
You put your hands on the throat. Feel the pulse. And there's a pulse.
Oh my god.
All right.
Alive but incapacitated. Outside the door, let's keep things moving here. Waz, you can also come up and in here now too. You can find a safe path, and you guys come in and you see this triaged area with a few survivors, a lot of dead people. And Waz, as you enter the room, you know that there's the signs that you're looking at. And actually, Zelenski, Dr. Zelenski, you know as well that a lot of these bodies, it appears that they've died of radiation poisoning.
Oh my god.
And even being in here, you might be further exposed right now. So this is a very dangerous situation. Let's first go to Ross. You detect a pulse, but it's very faint. You don't know much more about it than that. And Waz, you never saw hide nor hair of that person again on the upper floor. You just saw the gun get thrown over.
I'm gonna shout over to Dr. Zelenski. Come here.
So yeah, she does a scan of the room, and
Yeah, I mean, you can tell that there's been a lot of people that have been triaged here for radiation exposure, and it's gone pretty bad. And you don't know the time frame between when you were told a doctor was missing, or what happened to when you got here. Like, it's hard to piece the whole thing together, but you believe, from the evidence you're seeing lying around, that this field hospital was operating with some sort of NATO oversight, at least at some point, but then was sort of taken over by Soviets. But they didn't just like execute the infirm. They were just sort of like holding it down, and you see dozens of dead Soviet soldiers that were exposed from some explosion somewhere, and you guys aren't sure where yet, and that's kind of scary in and of itself, because a lot of the people that died, exposed to the radiation from the initial blasts, they died long ago. These people have been exposed relatively recently and died, and you don't know where that might have happened or what that was, and it's a very disconcerting situation. You see this what looks like a high-ranking U.S. official, high-ranking U.S. military person on one of these pallets, and near death. So I'm just going to move the action along. I'm just going to say it's a medical aid roll from you, Kate. And if it fails, he dies. And if it succeeds, he'll stay alive at least for a little longer.
So she looks up at Jubal and is like, okay, I'll see what I can do. She's a little nervous because she doesn't want to fuck it up because she knows she just saw him beat the crap out of that guy. So it's 2 12s. Let's see how it goes. And is this a critical injury that I'm testing? Right?
No, this is you get a +1 from your general. I forget what it's called.
Okay.
Because this is disease related. This is radiation poisoning related. Yeah. See if you can stabilize him.
Oh, I got 1 6, a 6 and a 2.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm very nervous right now.
No, I understand. That's a close call, but I'm going to tell you this, Kate. You tell him, Ross, what you want to tell him. But you've stabilized him for another 24 hours or so. He'll be fine that long. You don't know how much longer after that. What do you say?
So I tell him, I've stabilized him. He'll be good for 24 hours. After that, I don't know. He needs to go somewhere else. I can't help him with the tools that I have here. So.
All right. Well, that's about all the time I got. You've done the world a great service today, Doctor.
Okay.
And I'm trying to, and I'm looking around. I need to get this. Is he okay to move? Because I gotta move this man.
I think that's what you must do. He can't stay here.
All right. And I might try to I gotta get him out of here. I gotta get this man to Poznań.
And somebody tells you within there, one of the Americans that's in there is there are cars on the upper level. There are 2 trucks on the upper level that you could use.
Right, and I'm gonna go for it if we can take him.
But please help us get out of here. Can you take us as well?
I'm going to do the rounds to other people. Make sure that they're okay. If there's anything that I can do in the immediate right now for them.
You know that these people, the ones that are on their feet, which is most of them right now, with the exception of very few, they need to get out of here because this entire area, and Waz would know this, just starts radiating off of him. He's like, this entire area has been exposed to radiation, and the longer they stay here, the longer they're going to be exposed. And if they're talking and walking around right now, just get them a few kilometers away from here and they might be okay. But like we have to get them out of here now.
I think Waz has a little mini Geiger clicker that he normally keeps on the outside, and he's moved it inside of his backpack to not scare everyone else as he walks in. Like he's trying to keep it from making noise now that he's in here, but he's like, let us take a look at the 2 vehicles upstairs and we'll get back to you. In the meantime, let the doctor take a look at you, okay? And he heads up with Jubal.
Yeah. Great.
You two go upstairs, and one of the first things Jubal sees is what seems to be a perfectly good working pickup truck and a second one right next to it. The first thing that Waz sees is a Russian sniper shot and bleeding out, but alive on the upper floor. She's just laying there looking up, and as the sun is continuing to set, and she's just... She's holding an arm that is just like bleeding out, pool of blood underneath her.
It's probably gone, given what hit her.
Well, yeah.
Waz walks
But
up.
actually, HP-wise, technically not by the rules. I mean, she's just incapacitated and dying.
Waz will walk over to her and take a knee and hold her in his arms, and he'll wave Denis over. Because Denis has like field medicine he's seen before, and he'll just say, help, please. But he'll be really calm. He's sensitive to the idea that this may be this woman's last moments on this planet if he can't get her help, and he understands a soldier's honor, and he's thinking about the Geneva Convention, that any soldier, regardless of their nationality, shall be taken care of when they're wounded or captured. And he's trying to give her comfort in these moments as Denis makes his way over. He's trying to look at her in the eyes and calm her breath.
And Denis is grumbling a little bit. He's just like, only have so many medical supplies, you know. Gets down and starts working. Fails. 2 failures.
And she just coughs to you. Why did you do it? She's looking at you, Waz. Why did the Americans do it?
And he stares back into her eyes as like another sputter of blood comes out of her mouth, I'm sure, and maybe lands on his lip. And he just starts singing, hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And he moves her hair off to the side and just goes, shh, 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 shh. He knows.
Her eyes flutter and slowly close. No peaceful, almost sleep. And she goes quiet and eventually cold in your arms. What are the final steps of the mission here, Ross?
My mission is to bring this man, Colonel Campbell, to a rendezvous point in Kepnov. Evening of tomorrow. I gotta get this man there by just before sunset. After which point he will be taken away. Not as well. You've been a great help to me, alright? There's only room on this chopper for 2. Other than the pilot. You understand the value of nuclear secrecy? Well, what this man knows can't fall into the wrong hands. All right?
Just can't even imagine what Denny and Waz are thinking looking at this guy right now. That's what they've gone through.
Turns to Waz really quiet. He says, "You can't pirate a helicopter by any chance, can you?"
Waz looks down at his stat sheet. No driving, no special. That feels like a specialty or training, and he never went through that type of thing. I can't.
Anyway, just a thought.
A good one.
God.
You, be honest, Doc. What these people got? Are we sucking that up right now? Am I gonna look like them in 2 weeks?
If you stayed here for 2 weeks, yeah. If you leave as soon as you can, you might be fine. You have to watch out, watch your symptoms.
It seems to me we better get going.
Yeah, we'll definitely take a truck.
Okay, so here's, I'm just going to fast forward it now. Here's the decision before you. Ross, your decision is pretty clear. You want to load this, your mission objective, this kernel, into a car. You could take 2 or 3 more in your car. There's one other car. Denis, Waz, do you guys want to load up who you can and drive them to this next city? I would say between the 2 cars, you can get everybody.
Okay.
That's alive.
Then yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, so you load up the 2 cars, and then we drive down to the southeast to the next city, the next town, city, that's available there. I'll take you guys back to the main map, which is Kepno. Kepno, which is where this pickup is. It's within the same day. Or within the next night, so you rest, and the next night you head down there. First, I really quickly want to... What's the matter, Ross?
I have a decision point, I feel like, and I want to settle it with a dice roll of seeing how this experience has affected this man.
Well, it's not over yet.
Okay, I'll put just that in the back burner. That's why I'm clutching. That's why I'm clutching my head. And
I know it's
so dark.
It's incredible. It's incredible. All right, let's really quickly get around. All of you have been exposed to what I'm calling a rad attack, which is basically being exposed to an acute amount of radiation by being near all of these irradiated people and objects for a relatively short amount of time. It's just a stamina roll to resist it, and it's 1 point of radiation. So it's coming at you hot. Go ahead and give me a stamina roll. If you fail the stamina roll, you're going to take one more permanent rad on your lifetime sheet. I'm not going to do radiation poisoning, the whole disease from it just now. Just that exposure might hurt.
So strength plus stamina, yeah?
Strength plus stamina, yeah.
Great.
That looks like a fail from Denis.
Can I push it?
Yeah. I actually don't know.
I was going to say I failed too, and I am pushing it.
Yeah, I know you can't push the roll to to avoid
you can
dying.
only push skill rolls when you actively perform an action.
Yeah.
When passive or unaware, for example, when rolling
That's
recon.
a good. Yep, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right,
yeah.
Grant.
Yeah.
All right.
figured.
So it's just one more permanent rad on your sheet, and for you too, Kate. What about Waz?
Well, Waz gets to use his NBC specialty, giving him a +1 modifier on the stamina roll. And that gets him a 10 on the D12 with his strength, and an 8 on the D8 for the stamina.
Okay.
2 successes from... Even though my jaw is like out of alignment.
Right. Messed up.
I'm bad. I'm hurt bad.
Yeah. Okay. we're way over time, so let's just say you guys get there. And you have the results of this radiation exposure, but now you've got these people. I just want to go around the horn real quick. Ross, does actually actually no, I have to go to you because you're one of the first ones that matters here in this situation. Does Jubal leave with his mission objective from this place right now in the helicopter? The helicopter comes and you make it on time.
All right. I want to just roll empathy and see.
So he needs to fail the empathy roll to leave. Like that would be by the rules.
If I fail the empathy roll, I'll. So here we go. I rolled a 1.
Oh my god!
Cold-blooded.
So yeah, the chopper comes down. The
It's a high value target.
Body of this commander is gently placed into the seat, and just the cold eyes of of Jubal sweep around and look at you. It's like, you've done a great thing today for your country and for the world. Congratulations. And don't worry, this is the start of something big. We won't be the last. We're taking it all back. Hoorah! He gets in the seat, just like looking at you, especially you, Wozniak, who just he's like, could have been me, man, and then he just looks away, staring into space.
And lifts away. Let's go to Dr. Zelensky. Do you want to keep moving east? Or are you going to stay with these people for a while? You wouldn't leave them to die. There are options here. Do you want to keep moving along toward Krakow with the other two?
She'll probably do what her new friends will do. She's not sure because she stayed at the other city for a while, helping people, waiting for the right opportunity to leave. So she's not sure if she'll come across another group heading in the same direction again that could help her.
Okay.
So.
All right, and that leaves you two. So give me your thoughts real quick on Jubal leaving and what you believe your next steps are here.
I think Denis gives him the figs, like as the helicopter's taking off. It's like, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
And but now, like, his objective is to keep Dr. Zelensky around as long as possible. So he's like, and he still wants to go to Krakow. So he's like, I think he would like try to convince her, if you want to keep taking care of these people, the best place to do it, where you can use your skills to their best advantage, is Krakow. We can get them there. We can all stick together. Like, we'll see what happens, but he wants to keep this incredibly valuable asset as close to him as he can for as long as he can.
And Woz,
looking up at the helicopter as it pulls away and whips his fatigues and his hair away from his head, reaches down into his fatigues and pulls out a locket and opens it. And on the left side of the locket is a picture of Pope John Paul II. And on the right side of the locket is a beautiful raven-haired woman. And he looks at it and just thinks, I wish I had told him to tell Jaina that I was here. And he thinks of his wife, Jaina Wozniak, still back home in Tecumseh, Michigan.
And that helicopter just lifts off and flies into the distance, and the three of you watch it go, all with different ideas of what the future holds in Krakow, and ultimately all of you now moving towards the mountains to the south and the east instead of Germany and Western Europe to the west. Everything has changed. And we'll see what the future holds. That's it.
Oh my God.
You guys are amazing. This game is amazing. I love it so much.
Oh, what a
I want to play
bastard.
again someday.
God, Jubal, Shackleford.
Jubal, that son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch, man.
But he was great, man. He was great. That's what he was there for. That's who he is.
I hope he pull a Snake Plissken at the end and just, you know, join us.
Leave it to a
That's what I
die
was-
roll.
I
Leave
was-
it to a die roll.
I
was
just
like-
that was the way to do it. That
I
was
know,
awesome.
like it wasn't. I feel like it wasn't true. I was like, it's either that or like, I was killed in action. One of you go. But like,
right.
no. I got a mission to fulfill. I got valuable intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
to me, it's like,
He's the
I
Terminator.
mean, if he's that valuable and if they can send him around on fuel-filled flights to drop him anywhere, why can't he come back? All right,
not?
Yeah.
I'm saying too much. Guys, thank you so much. This was such a wonderful journey. I loved
awesome.
playing more with you. It was great, and to me, there's more to be had in the future. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
Joe.
Thanks
and
for
thank you,
watching.
McD. Thank you, McD.
Yes,
for,
thank you,
working behind the
McD.
scenes.
McD was behind the scenes the entire time, writing to me. I'll tell you right now, the baby cry, that was McD. He's very good at setting a scene that makes everyone just really feel the awfulness of the situation. Thank you, McD, and thank you to all of you, and thank you to the Naish for watching. We love you guys, and we'll see you soon, I hope. I would love to do more Twilight. Take it easy, guys. Until next time.
Bye.
Good night.